your voice of the Valley, AM 1450 KBMW. Turner Bluff here, a big day on the Snap Spotlight because not only are we bringing on the head coach of the Breckenridge basketball team, it's also right before his first ever game the same day. Oh boy, how are the nerves, Jordan Christensen?
They're not bad. Turner, it's not first game.
First game? Oh yeah, you were the head coach.
I was the head coach for like 3 games when people were sick.
I forgot about that. Interim head coach.
Interim head coach. So official.
You're ready for this?
Well, we'll be ready.
Well, tell me a little bit about your journey. As you said, you're an assistant coach for multiple years, but let's go before that. A Breckenridge alum, played college football. Let's run through what brought you to this day.
Well, I went to Concordia after high school, basically because I could continue to play football, and they put me in an elementary education class. I think my second year there, and ended up teaching and loved it. And honestly, I really love coaching too. So.
What grade you got now?
6th grade.
6th grade. It's a good grade for you. Go on.
It is good. And then after I student taught actually for the 5th grade teachers in Breck, Mrs. Krejcia and Mrs. Busta. They were awesome to work with.
Mrs. Krejcia, you better be nice to her, my cousin.
I am very nice to her.
Gotcha.
But I ended up getting offered a job to teach 6th grade. And I had coached C Squad basketball that year right after I graduated from college, and did that, and then helped with football the next year. And then I think the second year I helped with football, I ended up being the offensive coordinator. And then from there switched to the defensive coordinator, and have been that since I think it's been the last 3 seasons now. And I was a JV coach for the basketball team for I think 3 years, maybe 4 now. I think it might be 4 at this point. Kind of lose track. But
I think you're going to have to become a motivational speaker after whatever you did with the defense, because oh boy, they were playing lights out in the section tournament. You guys gave up 1 TD the whole year. How rewarding was that just for you to see the progress of the defense, because they got a lot better? That
was awesome to see. I mean, the games where we struggled, we missed tackles and we're a little bit out of position. A lot of that was on me. But it was great to see those kids step up and perform. And, I mean, 7 points through 3 games. The kids played unbelievable.
Well, what was more fun, the OC or the DC?
Ooh, I think they're pretty even. I kind of like the defensive coordinator side of things, because then you can just try and stop the other team. And if they don't do anything, you're going to win the football game.
I kind of like the I would think, having not been a coach, defense, it's a little more you're kind of running the same stuff over and over again. You're still obviously really engaged, but a little more hands off. Whereas the offense, it's like, oh, I need to play every single play, coach.
It is nice in that aspect where you just get the kids lined up during the week and talk them through what other teams are going to do, and just Friday night they go play.
And now that you're the head coach of the basketball program, what's something you specifically kind of want to bring to the program that's something a little different from past coaches?
Well, we're honestly, I'm taking a lot of things from all of my past coaches, from Coach Halgo, Coach Borman, and Coach Ohm, and some things from Coach Lip and Coach Cordes. But we're going to be on the line, up the line defense, and then we are going to run a lot. But then counter to it, at times we're going to run a little bit of the flex offense, which is a little counterintuitive to running and getting up and down the floor. We'll slow it down at times, just out of dead balls.
Best of both worlds.
Trying to. We'll see how it goes.
Trying to. That is the it's first game of the year, so it's always a lot of stuff to work out with the first game of the year. And like you said, a lot of coaches that you're taking stuff from. So you'd call them probably. Who would you say is kind of the biggest mentor you've had for your coaching career?
For basketball coaching-wise, I would say 2 guys, Arlie Ohm and then Dick Cordes. Both those 2 have been really big in helping me along. Like Coach Ohm, he made me do all sorts of things that head coaches would have to do while I was his assistant, and that helped me get prepared for this right now. And Coach Cordes, I'm always bouncing ideas off him, and he loves to talk basketball.
You said you were able to lure him back to the bench this year?
He's coming back. He should be there tomorrow night.
Oh, that's so great to hear. And how interesting of a perspective is it for you being able to coach your own brothers? First, we'll talk about Noah. I think you got to coach him on the basketball court, and I think he was all wrapped up with football by the time you started with the coaching football.
I didn't get to coach him for football. It was his senior year. He didn't choose to join that year, but his senior year was a lot of fun. I mean, he was a special player.
Yep.
Still is. And
Yep.
like, that was a different dynamic because he was kind of just he'd go out and play. And
Yep.
the guys just go do their thing. And
He might have been giving you tips, actually.
well, yeah, it's at that point it was like I didn't have much to tell him. But no, that was a fun year just to be around those guys. I coached the C squad, so I kind of was just there on game nights and working with the C squad the rest of the time.
And getting to coach Jonah, but that was a fun experience as well.
Oh, that's a fun one. He is headstrong. I'll give him that.
Yeah, you got to coach him in football and basketball. So, quite a few years you got to coach Jonah. So I bet there was some nice head-to-heads there between you two.
There was quite a few. There was a couple practices where it was. Oh, it was a little intense there, and he might have made a poor choice or two, and then everybody was on the line after that.
Makes sense. I knowing Jonah, I'm not too surprised, and not going to be able to lure Luke back. I know Luke's doing really well for himself at Hillcrest. Maybe having his big brother as a head coach. I don't know.
No, he talks a lot of trash though when they're coming to Breckenridge, so I'm ready for that one.
Oh, that's more fun. You got the perspective of you got to coach your brothers. Now you get to play against coach against your brother too. Oh, that's fun. And, down the road, I don't know if you'd ever see yourself, if there happens to be a head coaching opening for football. I don't know if there's ever be a time where you'd maybe try to run 2 programs. I know that's taken on a lot.
It's taken on a lot, and I don't foresee myself doing it, but if it comes to a situation where that has to happen, I would, but I don't think it will need to happen.
You'd have to really work on the time management. So right now, I think you're already pretty good at it, but I don't know if I would say you're good enough to be head coach of 2 programs. Time management in, planning a wedding along with coaching and teaching as well. How do you do it?
Well, the wedding planning, shout out to Hannah. She does most of that.
Shout out to my Hannah, who also did that.
I do what she needs me to, but I'm a little behind the 8 ball with most of that.
Yeah, you just say yes, ma'am. That's all you got to do.
Whatever you want.
Yeah, exactly. You got it figured out already. You're meant to be married. Well, any thoughts to wrap this up and heading into your first game as a official head coach, not the interim head coach?
No, I think it'll be a fun game tomorrow. We got a good group of guys. I mean, it's a small group. I think we only have probably 22 or 23 healthy in the 9 through 12. So we brought up some 8th graders to fill all the spots, but I think it'll be exciting. It'll be a good energy in the gym tomorrow, and our guys will get after it. We got a group of seniors that plays hard. Awesome.
Well, looking forward to see how you do before we wrap this up. Time for your Snap schedule reminder. Once again, brought to you by Snap Fitness, who sponsor this whole segment. A very loaded schedule for today. BW Gymnastics at American Gold Gymnastics at 5 p.m. today. NDSCS women's basketball versus Bryan and Stratton College. That's at 5 p.m. as well. BW Wrestling has their home tournament at 6 p.m. starting today. BW boys hockey is at home as well against Rocori. That's at 7 p.m. Breckenridge boys basketball taking on Fergus Falls at home. That's at 7:30 p.m., as we just talked about. NDSCS men's basketball also playing at 7:30 p.m. against Bryan and Stratton College. That's at home as well as they have their home tournament. BW Wrestling also continues their home tournament tomorrow at 10 a.m. NDSCS NDSCS football plays at College of DuPage at 12 p.m. for the national championship, the NJCAA Division III National Championship. Andrew Zimmer will be on the call for that on B92.7 FM. NDSCS women's basketball versus Jamestown's JV. That's at 3 p.m. NDSCS men also take on Jamestown's JV at 5 p.m. Tuesday, BW girls hockey hosts East Grand Forks at 6 p.m. Wahpeton boys basketball is at West Fargo Horace for their season opener at 7:15 p.m. Wahpeton girls basketball hosts West Fargo Horace at 7:15 p.m. And then Breckenridge boys basketball heads to Battle Lake for a 7:30 p.m. matchup. And Breckenridge girls basketball hosts Clinton Graceville Beardsley on Tuesday at 7:30 p.m. NDSCS men host Ridgewater College at 7 p.m. on Tuesday. And then Wednesday, NDSCS women's basketball is at M State at 5:30 p.m. NDSCS men play the game after that at 7:30 p.m. also against M State. And then Thursday, to wrap this all up, BW girls hockey is at Long Prairie Gray Eagle at 7 p.m. and Breckenridge girls basketball is at Holly at 7:30 p.m. So that's your Snap schedule reminder, and that'll do it for this Snap Spotlight. And thank you all so much for tuning in. If you didn't know, it's also on our YouTube channel, KBMW News Live. Go check it out there, and make sure to tune in to how the Cowboys do tonight. Now for a word from our sponsor.
Snap Fitness, your locally owned gym in Wapaton, wants to have you join their workout family. Snap offers personal training, and owner Renata Fa will even write up workout plans for you. If you're an athlete in the Twin Towns, Snap Fitness will help you make sure you're prepared for the upcoming sports season. To all the retired athletes over 65, Snap Fitness participates in the Silver Sneakers Insurance Program, and most major insurances reimburse for memberships to Snap. Stop by Snap Fitness today and ask about their membership packages. They're located at 102 7th Street South in Wapaton.